Hello and welcome to Edukemy's YouTube channel and editorial discussion for 27th May 2022. My name is Harsh Singh, and in this video we shall discuss the whole issue of gun culture in America. We will also understand what is the cause of mass shootings, and even when mass shootings are happening, the gun culture in America is propagating. There are many people who ask for more guns for themselves. So we will understand both the sides. What is the reason and rationale for prohibition of gun culture in America? Who are the proponents and why are they propagating gun culture? What does the American Constitution say? And what are the learnings from an episode like this? This all with the help of an editorial of Indian Express of today, which is titled, What Do I Tell My Son? If you like this initiative, share some love through likes, comments, and shares. Let's discuss. See, the latest gun incident that has happened, the mass shooting event that happened in Texas just a few days back, has taken a death toll of 21 people, out of which 19 are very small children, aged less than 10 years. And this incident that we have seen in Texas, it has happened just 10 days after an incident in New York State with the 13 killings. Repeated number of episodes. There should have been an environment of playfulness, of cheerfulness, of fun, of not being fearful between the school atmosphere, the whole school ecosystem, children, parents. But then the atmosphere is something that people are fearful. There can be any untoward incident, and simple example is a teenage carrying an assault rifle in a school platform, or going to a public space, and resulting into numerous innumerable deaths of innocent individuals. This is the environment. Who should be held accountable? Why should children or their parents pay for this? Why should not the person who has done this act pay for this and the administration take an action on this? And that is why the parent here says, what should I tell my son? Why has this incident happened in a school premise? Now the school response saying, usually they say this, they have lockdown drills in the schools, emergency protocols for having video surveillance, having a single entry point in the school so that it can be surveyed easily, distress button, all these are regular features. So these are preventive actions that the school takes. But then are they sufficient? No, the administration must take some action on this, right? Why? Because these kind of incidents have only grown in 2021. You see the escalation in number of gun incidences in the country. They have only grown, and this is not one odd incident. There are frequent and similar kind of incidences happening in the country. In fact, America is the country which has more number of the firearms, 40 crore firearms, as compared to the number of people, which are 32 crore. So more firearms than the number of people. And in fact, every third adult out of 10 adults in America owns a weapon, and 75% of them have a reason. They say there is a legitimate reason we want to own the weapons, and we still want to have it despite the mass shooting events happening all around, right? So, and it is not just the people who are wanting this. This is also the American Constitution which is backing their wanting this. Second Amendment to the American Constitution says that people have got the right to keep and bear arms with themselves, right? And though they can keep arms, but then you should also know the statistics and data too a little bit. The killings that have resulted as a person dying in front of a barrel of a gun, this has been 15 lakh in the past 50 years. And this is more than the total number of Americans dying in any war after American independence. Imagine this, right? Not only this, the mass shooting events, they have only increased with time. They have only increased. And 2020, 45,000 Americans died in front of a barrel of a gun. Yes, most of them died because of suicides. That's fine. They killed themselves. But a decent number of them were homicides, and quite a few of them were mass shootings as well. We can avoid all this. But then there is a debate. Why is there a debate? Because there are two parties. There are two parties. One party which wants the prohibition of gun culture, and the other party which wants propagation of gun culture. The people who want prohibition are also backed by the Democratic Party, and the people who want propagation of the gun culture, they are also rallying behind the Republican Party. Right. So the people who say, who want prohibition of this gun culture, they simply say, how can we even imagine a society where one individual turns just 18 years of age, and instead of going to a public place and asking for the grocery or any food products, any item, they ask for an assault rifle? And for what the heck do they need an assault rifle? Right? What's wrong with a society like this? They also say that even if you don't want to impose a ban on guns, fine, let us still have a stricter background check on the gun sales. right? So that the emotional or the mental state or the criminal background of the individual is known, right? Now, can we not have, even if you want to protect yourself with the gun, why not have a pistol? Yeah, why are you giving them automatic rifles, semi-automatic rifles, assault weapons with magazines which can be loaded, and many weapons, many rounds fired automatically? See, a bill like this was introduced in the Obama government years back when Mr. Biden was the vice president, and this bill got defeated because the Republican Party people did not support this bill. So this was a defeat for many politicians as well. And this has all resulted into America becoming a country which has 120 number of firearms for 100 people. We already understood, no? 40 crore weapons in 32 crore people. And you see the other countries here are Yemen, Serbia, Montenegro, Uruguay, Canada, Cyprus, Finland, Lebanon, Iceland. Half the countries here are countries which are having civil war or are disturbed, right? And some of the developed countries as well, Iceland, Finland, Canada, yes, they're also there. Thankfully, India is well placed here. Only five number of such firearms exist for 100 per 100 population in the country. So this is a good account for India. Thankfully, we are low here and this is safe for everybody. But then, if we prevent the mass culture, mass adoption of these guns in America, this has always shown good results. It has shown good results in the UK when the handguns, semi-automatic and pump action weapons, they were banned. And it also showed results when for a time, limited time, assault weapons were banned and the mass shootings, they also decreased. They decreased, and now after the expiry of this ban, there have been increased number of mass shootings. In fact, in front of the American Parliament, there was also a protest, and you see these shoes. These shoes were the number of people who died because of these mass killings. But even then, there has been a debate, and there are people who are favoring the having and protect and keeping of guns. Right? Let us understand what is the reason for why a common sense gun law is not being created in America. So the people who want the guns, they say that we cannot restrict the rights of people just because we want to prevent a crime. There are rights of people, and this is according to the Second Amendment of the American Constitution. What we need to do is to catch hold of these felons, people who commit crime, to prevent such crimes, and not to restrict the right of the law-abiding citizens. And what we got to do is create a gun-free school. And if we create a gun free school zone, that means no guns, just like we have tobacco free zones. If we have no guns in those places, this will further promote the people with guns or illegally carry guns and kill the small students. So what is required is to increase the counter of these mass shootings. Counter how? By increasing the sale of guns. So actually, there is a lobby group, National Rifle Association, behind all this, saying that gun culture is important. There's a lot of sale of gun weapons, right? This is an association with 3 million of people members in this. This is a huge political lobby group, right? This is also a vote bank, and the Republicans are, they get fundings for their election for them, right? A lot of lobbying happens. So they say we will have a national school shield emergency response program, right? With the help of gun culture, armed law enforcement on campus. This is what they are promoting. Now, is it against Gandhiji? Yes, absolutely. Right? An eye for an eye will make the whole world blind. As simple as that. But they say that this is what is the rationale of them. Right? They also say that Second Amendment is sacrosanct. This is very religious. And see, American people basically love freedom. They say you are against our freedom, our personal protection, our personal identity. They relate the gun culture not with killing of another person, but with the identity that they have, the personal protection that they want, the freedom that they have, right? And this is why they oppose prohibition on guns, right? They also say they've got the right to own guns with a personal sense of freedom, right? This is what they say. So now slowly and steady, people are becoming more aware, and more incidences happen, and people are pro having strict action against the gun culture. So right now the situation is such that 52% people, more than majority, they support having some stricter laws on having owning guns, and keeping is the way it is 35% people, and making it less strict. Many Republicans here, they are 11% in the American public. See in the image here, American guns, assault rifles, and those guns which can actually kill human beings rather than just injuring them, they're available. Just and many of the states, one need not even have a permitted license to be able to sell and own these kind of weapons. So there is the number that I stated, that around 3 out of 10 Americans, adult Americans, own this. This could be more than this, because there's no accountability at places in some American states. So there are some Democrat states ruled by Democratic Party, and there are some Republican states. And in both the states, there is a counter, exactly counter of this. Background check is there in some of the states, and background check is not at all there in some of the other states. See a lady holding a placard saying, "Protect our people, gun control now." Right. So while the Republicans, many Republican people say, even Mr. Trump has said that people who are into this mass shooting are people with mental health illness. But then the psychiatrists, the forensic psychiatrists, do say something else. They say that no, many of the people who are in behind the mass shootings, they're not mentally ill. Majority of them are not mentally ill. We need to prohibit this kind of gun culture. But then National Rifle Association, this particular body, is a very important lobby group, and it has also got a political lobby which lobbies, which spends a lot of amount on relations with Republican Party, and there is a huge budget for them, and this budget is far more than the budget for anti gun culture. Right. So this is why they are losing all the time. And this rifle association, it started with promoting marksmanship as a sport. Marksmanship means shooting as a sport, and it maintains rifle clubs. But slowly and steadily, many influential Americans, film stars, actors, politicians became member of this, and this has got 3 million strong membership, solid vote bank. And that is why the Republicans rally behind National Rifle Association, and the National Rifle Association's interests are fulfilled with the help of Republican Party. Right. So, and by the way, an important thing for you, mass shooting is no formal term. The formal term used is active shooter incidences. Active shooter, one or more individual carrying out killings or attempting to kill people in a populated area. All right. So this is it. Now, in this video, what we have understood is the gun culture of America, the proponents of it, the people who oppose it, the rationale for the followers, the rationale for people who oppose it. And imagine the culture of India. We don't have the culture of mass shooting in India, right? One reason is that the guns are not freely available in India. It's very strict procedure for obtaining a license for guns in India. Similarly, America also has got different kind of culture. For example, right now we see a particular law which could be turned back, and this is on the law specific to the female rights on this is the case of Roe versus Wade. We speak about pregnancy and the right to abortion. So American rights are very different in many terms, and they go specifically by reason, right? So now this is where you can ponder. See, what we have shared is analytics and facts. Now you got to think about this. This can be used in many essays. This can be used at many platforms while you think and speak about the various kind of cultures around the world. All you got to do right now is mention 4 learnings for India from the public discourse on gun culture in USA, where many people are supporting this gun culture. And you can also use thoughts of the Indian thinkers. You can also think freely on these regards, and slowly and steadily, when we start differentiating the cultures of these places, you will understand that we differ in many regards. There is huge rationality in America, and there is more of spirituality towards Indian side. All right. Anyhow, you got some doubt, put it down in the comment section, and if you've got some liking for an initiative like this, share some love through likes, comments, and shares. Thank you for watching.